and gentlemen of the convention, my name is Geraldine Ferraro.
The room just went crazy. We applauded for well over 10 minutes.
I proudly accept your nomination for Vice President of the United States.
It was electrifying.
The first woman, the first Italian to run for vice president.
I can remember being overwhelmed with emotion, and tears just rolled down my face. It's amazing that Geraldine Ferraro was born on August 26th, Women's Equality Day. On her 75th birthday, we were at the stock exchange, and I remember I was having a hard time getting them to say yes to allowing her to ring the bell on her birthday. And I said, this is the 90th anniversary of women getting the right to vote. This is Geraldine Ferraro, an icon in the American history. You've got to do this. And I kept getting a no, and I'd call her up, Geraldine, I'm really having a hard time. They keep telling me no. And she said, well, keep trying. This is important. And we're half the population, and we should be able to celebrate our 90th anniversary of having the vote. And she kept just saying, go back there. I finally got a yes, and that made her very happy.
She always talked about her mother. She revered her mother, and her mother adored her.
Geraldine certainly understood the difficulties that women face, particularly being the daughter of a widowed mother who had to work so hard for her and her brother.
I think whatever happened in that relationship with her mother gave her a sense of herself that surpassed other people's opinions of her.
Mother was a very strong person who really knew that her daughter could be anything she wanted to be. It's a beautiful thing. We were living in Queens County, and we met at the ballet school for our daughters. She was an assistant district attorney, and she did a very good job, but then there was a time that she had like a gap. We were in the car together, going to a bar mitzvah. She mentioned to Mario what she could be doing with her life. He told her, get into politics. You're perfect for it. She ran, she became a congresswoman, and lo and behold, she becomes the vice presidential candidate.
One of the most important parts of that whole campaign was the debate. So I rented a big screen and brought hundreds of people from Des Moines in to see the debate.
But let me help you with the difference, Ms. Ferraro, between Iran and the embassy in Lebanon.
Let me just say, first of all, that I almost resent Vice President Bush, your patronizing attitude that you have to teach me about foreign policy.
And I was sitting there thinking, my God, she is great. And I thought, what is it in her that kept her confident after doing something so well and having the biggest people in the world say she lost? One of the things that she did was just not to listen. She knew she had won that debate, or at least tied.
I was a newcomer, and we were campaigning at the 86th Street subway stop, which is very crowded, and people would ask me questions, and I'd start talking to them, and she'd say, Carolyn, you can't spend so much time with one person. You've got to talk to everybody briefly because you've got to reach hundreds of people today, not just 1 or 2 or 10 or even 100. You need 200, 300, 400. You need to be very brief and move along.
A year after she got the nomination, I ran for the city council, and I lost.
After I got elected Speaker of the City Council in 2006, kind of out of nowhere, Jerry called me.
The next day, after losing that election, I got a phone call from Geraldine Ferraro. Believe me, I could not believe that this woman was calling me.
She's somebody who changed the world for women, and that she would unsolicited call me. I couldn't believe it.
I had no idea that she was paying any attention to a local race, and yet there she was. She understood that at that moment it was very important for me to have that voice telling me, don't let this defeat define you. So be better prepared and go for it next time. And next time I decided to run for a congressional seat, and I won.
She had faith in this young man, my son, like I can't tell you. It was like I called it like a godmother. She was at the luncheon last year in a wheelchair, and I said to her, "Look, Jerry, why do you do this? We know you don't feel well. You shouldn't have done this." And she said, "No, I have to be here. I want him to win, and he's going to be a great governor." It was like a last gift that she could do politically. Her last gift. I was so grateful. A gratitude I can't even tell you how much I feel.
Jerry was a fighter, and nowhere was it more obvious than her fight against cancer. And she took her pain and suffering and transformed it into a cause for more medical research, more dedication of dollars to combat cancers. She died trying to correct it with yet one more operation. She was that determined to try to beat the odds.
Shadows are falling and I'm running out of breath. Keep me in your heart for a while.
She never put on airs. Jerry was Jerry.
If I leave you, it doesn't mean I love you any less. Keep me in your heart for a while.
When I first ran for office, it was Geraldine Ferraro who took me under her wing and said, "Kirsten, just never give up, never give in."
Keep me in your heart for a while.
She was a magnificent person.
All Americans owe her a debt of gratitude for her service and her leadership.
Keep me in your heart for a while.
Thank you, Geraldine.
Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Keep me in your heart for a while.